Hi, everybody. Welcome to Cedar Shoals Football on the NFHS Network. Myan Patel alongside Luke Gamble. Laney Tagliaferri coming right up. Great to have you with us. All right, Luke, the time has come. Playoff football is here, and there's a buzz building in the air, a sense of urgency, but also a sense of excitement. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. Myan Patel alongside Adia Randall. We'll hear from Laney Tagliaferri in just a moment. Well, Adia, it feels like after months of tune-up games, we finally get to the main event. These two teams at the top of the region, 6-1 on the year, but in region play, both a perfect 3-0. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. Myan Patel with you. Great to have you with us for another night of Mallards baseball. Well, the All-Star break is over. The Mallards are back here at Warner Park and welcome the Lakeshore Chinooks to Madison for the first time in the second half.
Back here at Russ Chandler Stadium for the top of the seventh inning. And with that, I'll throw the reins back over to my broadcast partner, Myan Patel.
Thank you, Keller. All right, we head to the seventh. It's a 2-1 Virginia Tech lead. Georgia Tech flirted with tying the game in the bottom of the sixth inning. Had the tying run on third, go ahead, run on second, but unable to bring him in to score. The Jackets have now left 9 on the base paths tonight, despite out-hitting Virginia Tech 7-3 in the game. So we head to the final 3 innings of the contest. A 2-1 lead for the Hokies in the opening game of ACC play on a cool night here in Midtown Atlanta. 5, 6, and 7, Kevin Madden, Spencer Palmer, Tanner Thomas due up for Virginia Tech against Yellow Jacket starter Jonathan Hughes, who has thrown just 72 pitches through 6 innings. Right on right to begin the seventh. First pitch of the frame from the tall right-hander. Breaking ball, and it misses just upstairs to Madden, and begins the count at 1-0. Kevin Madden 0 for 2 tonight. He skied out to center and struck out swinging. Takes a fastball in on the plate, in on the hands. 2 balls and no strikes now. Madden, one of 8 strikeout victims tonight. A career high for Jonathan Hughes. 2-0. Tomahawk chopper on the left side. Webb charges at third to his left, fields on the grass, and he throws it across his body in time. So Compton at first for the out. Second nice play on the corner we've seen by Webb as he charged into his left, fielded on a couple hops at the hip, and threw a strike across his body for the first out of the inning.
Hughes really getting into his groove at this point. He's now set down his last 7 batters faced. Back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings and a quick ground out there, but it will be under review.
Well, I already put 5-3 in my scorebook, so I'll have to scratch it out if that one ends up getting overturned. It's a nice play from Webb, a bang-bang play at first, so the umpire is going out to toss on the headsets and look things over. All right, we'll give you...
This is why you use a pencil.
Yeah, I went with the blue pen, which was probably a mistake, so pencil it is tomorrow. Keller and I will be back tomorrow. 2 o'clock first pitch for the middle game of the conference opening series. We'll be on with the Ramblin' Wreck pregame show at 1:45. All right, final inning to get in your trivia question answers, as we'll give the answer in the middle part of the inning after we stretch it out. The question tonight was, who was the first baseball player on a Wheaties box? I know we're in the digital age now, everything's on your phone, but we're talking real life on the cereal box. You go in the aisle at whatever grocery store. For the first time ever, there was a baseball player on it earlier in the 1900s. Who was it? You can email the answer into wreksports@gmail.com or tweet at us at RecSports on Twitter, and Keller will give us the answer once we come back from the 7th inning stretch. But right now, the play under review, Kevin Madden was ruled out on a grounder to third, and Jonathan Hughes breaking up his timing a little bit maybe. He's been on cruise control. Seems like nothing has really messed with him tonight. A career-high 8 strikeouts. And we've mentioned it a few times, he kind of flipped his MO in the middle of the game. Early he started with a fastball to set up the off speed, and as of late it's, hey, here's an early breaking ball, and then I'm going to bring the heat.
And really, I think that's been the big effect for him. Hughes is only touching 90-91 as the call does remain as an out call. So Hughes gets the ground out on the wonderful play by Jackson Webb, but Hughes is only touching 90-91. It's not like he's throwing 95 like we might see out of Court Rodig tomorrow night.
Yep.
But he's using that speed effectively. He's setting up with off speed, with changeups, with curveballs, and then using that to then make the fastball look faster and get guys swinging at it late.
First pitch to Spencer Palmer is a fastball right down the heart of the plate for a called strike. Count begins at 0-1. Palmer is 1 for 1, also drew a walk and has scored one of the 2 Hokie runs. 0-1 breaking ball is spoiled into the screen over by the Georgia Tech dugout on the third base side. And now Hughes quickly ahead. No balls and 2 strikes. Left-handed batter, right-handed arm. Hughes out of the windup. Glove resting in front of his chin. As the right-hander looks in for the signs, gets the one he likes. And now time called by Palmer in the box. Breeze is still blowing out from left to right. Not as hard as it has been tonight, but still consistent. The 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball to toes. And they will say that it hit Palmer on the back foot. That's the signal from home plate umpire Jeff Doy. So Spencer Palmer gets bailed out of a 2-strike count with a breaking ball off of the back foot. And that is the second time this season Palmer has been plunked by a pitch.
And the second time in this game that Hughes has hit a Virginia Tech batter.
Yep.
As he caught Carson Taylor back in the 4th inning.
So a runner on first and 1 out for the DH, Tanner Thomas. First offer to him is tapped foul to the backstop. Count begins at 0-1.
Just something of note, the last time that Hughes did hit a Virginia Tech batter, that led to the only 2 runs in the inning. Or the only 2 runs in the game for the Hokies. So we'll see if he can work his way around the trouble here.
Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball just low. Count is even at a ball and a strike. And Keller, like you mentioned, that hit by pitch led to a couple of runs. It was Tanner Thomas, who's at the plate now, that drove home one of them with an RBI single back in the 4th inning. He's 1 for 2. Has that ribby single and then struck out prior to it. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball that time. A strike and no doubt about it. As Hughes drops the hammer on the outside corner. It's 1-2. Double play depth up the middle for the Yellow Jackets. Wood playing off of the line, normal depth at third. 1-2 offer. Breaking ball, skied foul and out of play on the left side. Over towards that pesky research building.
Well, I don't know how much of this you recall from last season, but it was quite the adventure we had.
We didn't know where we were going.
We had no clue. Parked in the parking deck, had to go down a floor because all the spots were taken.
Swing and a miss for strike 3. The drop third strike, the throw to second, but they rule him safe, who is Palmer, but with a drop third strike, because there was a runner on first and less than 2 out, the batter will be out. And so it should be the 9th strikeout of the game. Now the umpires can convene and talk things over. A wacky play. It was a swinging strike 3 on a curveball. Tanner Thomas goes down swinging for the 2nd time in the game. And now they will review the play at second. Might have been a strike him out, throw him out as Spencer Palmer took off for second base. They called him safe, but that one was close.
Well, we'll go to the second replay of the inning, but I certainly thought he was out on initial look.
Yeah.
And perhaps that's our vantage point, being behind home plate here in the home radio booth, but certainly looked like he was out to me.
All right, so they're still reviewing the play. It was the 9th strikeout of the game for Jonathan Hughes. He got another one on the curveball as Tanner Thomas swung over to the dirt. A nice block by the catcher Cameron Turley, who came in as a defensive replacement in the 6th inning. And then he tried to throw out Spencer Palmer at second for a strike him out, throw him out double play to end the inning. And the initial ruling was that Palmer, with a head-first slide, just got his right hand in there safely. Umpires taking their time with the review here. Like Keller mentioned, our second review of the inning. And Jonathan Hughes has been taking some half-hearted warm-up pitches, keeping the arm warm as temperatures have dipped into the mid-40s here in Midtown with a consistent breeze. Plenty of fans in attendance still. A 2-1 lead for Virginia Tech at the top of the 7th inning. The call will stand. Palmer safe at second, so no indisputable video evidence. That's the key word. You got to have something indisputable there, and I guess they didn't have it.
The old buzzword.
All right, so a runner on second. And 2 out on the top of the 7th inning. As Fritz Genther strides into the box, he's 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts tonight against the right-hander Jonathan Hughes. Right-handed batter, right-handed arm, freshman in the box with a senior on the bump. Hughes working out of the stretch off of the third base side. A comfortable lead for Palmer off of second. First offer to the plate. Breaking ball over the middle for a called strike one. So the delay did not phase the Friday night starter.
And what's he come back with? The curveball.
Yep.
Fastball was shaky a little bit early on, and he certainly found a groove with the off-speed.
A 1 pitch. Fastball in the dirt. A great block by Turley as it got spiked at 57 feet. And in the opposite batter's box, Turley shifting to his right and taking it off with a chest protector on a bounce to keep Palmer pinned at second base. Count levels are 1 ball and 1 strike.
One interesting thing about Turley that you never really notice all that often, as a catcher, he doesn't have any behind the calf pads on his shin guards.
1-1 lifted high and deep out to left center field. Goldberg underneath it, and he will circle under it to make the catch 15 feet in front of the warning track in the power alley and left. Made the catch to the chest for the final out of the inning. No runs on no hit. One is left on base for the Hokies. Virginia Tech leads it 2-1. Time to stretch at Russ Chandler Stadium. Back on the other side, you're listening to Georgia Tech Baseball on 91.1 FM, WREK Atlanta.
You got Mallard starting catcher Logan Michaels. Logan, we're here in Rockford today, a place that you're very familiar with. What's it like coming back for the first time as an opponent?
It's obviously different. Just seeing a few of the guys that I played with before here. It brings back a lot of memories. We had a few walk-off home runs and stuff, so it's kind of cool to be back and see familiar faces. So, yeah.
For you being back, have you given your teammates any tips on how the ballpark plays or any kind of lay of the land here?
I guess lefties, right field flies a little bit, so I told them if you can pull it, pull it. Obviously, the field looks like it's not in great shape. So, just go out, play baseball, and have fun, and see what happens.
You're catching Trevor Muriel today. You guys have developed a relationship over the summer. You mentioned earlier that it's kind of tough not knowing these guys at the beginning of the season. But how has that relationship grown now that it's August?
All of the relationships with the pitchers have grown. Just you get in a rhythm of what pitch they want to throw, when they want to throw it. So it just speeds everything up. You have confidence in what they're going to throw. And with off-speed stuff, you know what their stuff's going to do, what counts they want to do it in. So it's just all the relationships with the pitchers have grown tremendously.
I know playing for the Mallards is something you've wanted to do for a while. Have you had a chance to reflect on it at all and kind of take in what it's meant to wear the green and gold?
Yeah, I actually, every once in a while, I was just thinking about it, just sitting around being like, wow, what a summer this has been, how fun it's been, just all the memories I made, the teammates I have, the friendships, the brotherhoods, just stuff like that. So yeah, definitely have taken it all in, and just I really don't want it to end because it's been so fun.
We were out there at Athens Academy a few days ago after practice to let the players know that this would be our game of the week, and man, Adia, they were pumped. Check it out. Hey guys, Myan Patel here at Athens Academy. We're getting up for our game of the week this Friday night when the Spartans will host Stephen County right here. Get excited. Charter Channel 181 Friday at 5. We'll have all the action for you. Yeah! 2 of those touchdown passes to Jairus Magadia are in the record books for Clark Central. Against Winder Barrow in the season opener, Ward found Mack hustling down the sideline for an 87-yard pitch and catch for a score. That's the longest touchdown pass and catch in Clark Central history. 1 week later, the tandem back at it again. Against Oconee County, Jairus, who goes by No-No, said bye-bye to the entire Warrior defense and burned them for an effortless 83-yard touchdown reception. That one marked down as the second longest in 50 years of Gladiator football. So, Adia, I wonder what tonight is going to bring. There's no doubt that these guys enjoy being teammates. He's done his part in the ground game for Athens Academy so far. in the win over Savannah Christian. Whitehead had 9 carries, 126 yards on the ground, and 4 touchdowns, including one that he ripped off for 50 yards over the entire team en route to a victory. Check out this run from Whitehead. He's there, and it doesn't look like a lot's going to happen at first. Just your ordinary play on 3rd and short, then he makes a guy miss. Here's another, and there goes the entire defense, and Whitehead is working around everybody, slicing and dicing his way into the end zone. That was one of 4 touchdowns, like I mentioned, that he had on the night.
Welcome in, Myan Patel in studio with your WUOG Sports Network game break. It's a jam-packed weekend in Athens that began with history this afternoon at the Dan McGill Tennis Complex. The Georgia men's tennis team beat number 10 Tennessee 4-2 and sealed career win number 706 for head coach Manny Diaz. Diaz now tied with Dan McGill for the most wins in SEC history. He'll have a shot to break the record on Sunday. Senior pitcher Mary Wilson-Avan made history of her own over at Jack Turner Stadium in Georgia's first game of the 11th annual Bulldog Classic. The Macon, Georgia native went the distance in the circle for the 14th-ranked Bulldogs, notching her 7th win of 2020 behind a career-high 15 strikeouts. Here's how the final out sounded on the WUOG Sports Network just moments ago.
Wouldn't it be incredible if she ended with 15? 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. She does it. 15 strikeouts, and Georgia wins 4-0. A complete game shutout for Mary Wilson-Avan, and Georgia wins 4-0 over the Eastern Illinois Panthers.
Our Chris Carey on the call. Out of the Equestrian Complex in Bogart, no trouble for 6th-ranked Georgia as the Bulldogs ride past Delaware State with a 15-4 final. 15 seniors will be honored tomorrow at the Equestrian Complex after the Bulldogs take on the Skyhawks of UT Martin. For the first time in 61 years, Georgia and Georgia Tech are playing a 3-game weekend set in baseball. Over at Foley Field, it's a top 20 matchup as clean old-fashioned hate is renewed once again. Currently in the middle of the 2nd inning, no score between the number 4 Bulldogs and the 17th-ranked Yellow Jackets. Star junior Emerson Hancock on the mound for Georgia with 2 strikeouts so far. And tonight at Stegman Coliseum, the Georgia Gym Dogs welcome the Florida Gators to town for Friday night action in the SEC. After the break, we send you back out to Jack Turner Stadium for our nightcap. It's a Power 5 showdown as number 14 Georgia takes on the Boston College Eagles out of the ACC to close out day 1 of the Bulldog Classic. Our Chris Carey and Reeves Jackson have the call. I'm Myan Patel, and that was your WUOG Sports Network game break. I'll talk to you again after the final out to recap a busy day in Georgia athletics and look ahead to Leap Day tomorrow.